Is living in Idaho safe? Is it a safe city? Is it a safe town? Are you going to feel comfortable and safe here if you come to live here? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hey friends, my name is Craig Flood. I am a real estate agent here in Boise, Idaho. And if you're considering a move to Idaho and you want to learn more about it, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell if you guys want to be notified each week that I make a video. I help people just like you every week navigate that journey of moving to Idaho. So if you would like help with that, you can reach out to me via text, phone, or email. So you're thinking about moving and you want to move somewhere safe. Maybe currently you live in a place where you don't feel safe. Maybe you've had some bad experiences. Somebody's tried to kick down your door, break into your home, or steal your catalytic converter. And you're curious, how safe is Boise? How safe is the Treasure Valley? How safe is Idaho as a whole? That's what we're going to answer in today's video. We're going to explore the safety of Boise, Idaho, and compare it to nearby towns like Meridian, Kuna, Nampa, and Caldwell. We're also going to look how Boise and the Treasure Valley as a whole compare to the rest of Idaho, and prominent cities around the United States using crime statistics to get a clear image of what's going on. And then stick around to the end where I'm going to share less about crime statistics and more just what it's like living here. So Boise is the capital city of Idaho, and it's known for its friendly community, outdoor recreational opportunities, and its affordable cost of living. And above all that, one of the key factors that attracts people to want to move to Boise, Idaho is its reputation for safety, which really makes Boise and Idaho an attractive option for individuals and families considering moving here. According to the data, the violent crime rate in Boise was 2.3 per 1,000 residents, while the property crime rate was 17.1 per 1,000 residents. And just a note, these numbers will make a little more sense as I start comparing them to other cities, and you can kind of see how Idaho and Boise and places like this stack up. Now let's go ahead and compare Boise to some of the other neighboring towns within the Treasure Valley. And you're going to see that the area in general, overall, enjoys low crime rates. First up, let's start with Meridian. Often ranked as one of the safest cities in Idaho, Meridian boasts low crime rates and a strong sense of community. Its proximity to Boise makes it an appealing option for those who work in the city but prefer a quieter lifestyle. Meridian's violent crime rate was 1.1 per 1,000 residents, and the property crime rate was 12.2 per 1,000 residents. Next up, let's talk about Kuna. Kuna, which is a small, growing town south of Boise. Kuna is known for its rural charm and tight-knit community. While its crime rates are generally low, they may be slightly higher than Meridian's. Kuna's violent crime rate was 1.5 per 1,000 residents, and the property crime rate was 13.6 per 1,000 residents. Next up is going to be Nampa. As the third largest city in Idaho, Nampa is another popular choice for those looking to live in the Treasure Valley. Nampa's violent crime was 2.4 per 1,000 residents, and the property crime rate was 19.2 per 1,000 residents. Next up, let's look at Caldwell. Located further west of Boise, Caldwell is a smaller city with a diverse community. Caldwell's violent crime rate was 3.9 per 1,000 residents, and the property crime rate was 25.6 per 1,000 residents. Now let's compare Boise and the Treasure Valley to the rest of Idaho. Idaho's overall violent crime rate was 2.5 per 1,000 residents, and the property crime rate was 18.6 per 1,000 residents. So living in Boise or any of the surrounding towns within Idaho, you will really benefit from its reputation and what it's continued to do, which is to keep crime rates low. Now let's do a quick comparison of the Treasure Valley to other major cities to truly see how low the crime rate is here in the Treasure Valley. LA County has an overall violent crime rate of 32 per 1,000 residents and a property crime rate of 25 per 1,000 residents. Denver is a staggering 70 per 1,000 residents for violent crime and 10.8 per 1,000 residents for property crime. And finally, Seattle comes in at 7.36 per 1,000 for violent crime and 5.78 for property crime. Now, I just kind of want to talk about what it's really like living here. So for starters, just to give you guys a little background on me and my family, I am originally from the Seattle area. From there, moved down to Portland, Oregon when me and my wife got married, lived there for about a decade before coming back home to Idaho, where my wife is originally from. And I often joke with people that when we moved to Portland, we were robbed within that first week. Somebody stole both of our bikes. It's like your initiation into the city. When we lived in Portland, you would hear stories of people breaking into your homes. That happened to us. We actually had somebody try kicking our front door down. We had a shooting in our front street. It was a quiet street. In addition, there was another story where there was a woman at home and her kids were outside playing. She had then walked outside to play with the kids and came back in the house, and there was a gentleman in her kitchen. She freaked out. She screamed. That guy ran away. She called the cops. You don't leave your doors unlocked. You don't let kids play in the front yard. You don't go out for walks at night. Now, let's compare that to Seattle, where my brother-in-law lives. I remember him telling me a story where they had their catalytic converter cut off. He then told me another story where his father-in-law was in town and he parked a brand new truck out front, was worried that it was going to get stolen, just didn't feel safe about the city. My brother-in-law reassured him, and sure enough, they woke up the next morning and the truck was gone. In addition to that, the next day, the neighbor called and said, hey, last night somebody was trying to cut off your catalytic converter for a second time on their Toyota Prius. So there you go. That is my painting with some broad brushstrokes of what I have experienced. And now I'm going to tell you what my feelings towards Idaho are. Whenever you move to a new state, you're obviously coming with the culture and you've kind of been conditioned to act certain ways and be certain ways because of the environment that you lived in. So for example, I would never think to leave my front door unlocked. I would never think that I should leave my car unlocked. I would never think that I should leave something of value out that is not like chained to the ground, just knowing that something bad is going to happen to it. I can literally say, moving here to Idaho, that all that has changed. And I'll tell you one story that kind of helped push me over the edge a little bit. It really kind of challenged what I thought. I was visiting a family here in Boise, and they lived in the north end, so just north of the city in between downtown and Camel's Back Park. And we were hanging out. They ended up having to leave, and I told them, oh, no worries, I'll lock up on the way out. And they said, oh no, please don't lock up the house. And I just thought, okay, well, that's funny. Like, you don't want me to lock up your house? Like, okay. And they're like, we don't know where our house key is. Like, we haven't locked our front door in like 2 years. And that took a second to set in, because I'm like, what? Now that I've lived here in Boise and I'm getting more accustomed to things, I'm like, that doesn't seem so crazy anymore. Me and my wife personally, like, we often don't feel the need to lock our doors. We don't see people robbing places. We don't have homeless people going through our trash can. It's just different out here. It's different in a really, really good way. So ultimately, if you're trying to decide on what state that you want to move to and safety is at the top of the list, then you need to add Idaho to the top of the list. You really need to consider it. Come visit, come see it. Go for a walk, reach out to me, talk to me about it. I would love to chat with you about it. That brings us to the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching that, and I will see you all in the next one.